We used Facebook ads to help this creator on Instagram go from 5,500 followers to over 11,000. That's roughly double the amount they had before, a 110% increase to be exact. And in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how we did it. Now, before we dig into the advertising setup, where I walk through everything inside of Facebook's Ads Manager, we need to understand a few things about this creator first. Number one, this person is an independent artist. Number two, they're releasing music frequently on Spotify and running ads to promote their songs. And number three, we are running a couple of other small campaigns for awareness so that we can gather even more information and retarget that, which you'll understand more in a minute. Okay, so what we're going to do is we are going to set up a basic traffic campaign starting with the green create button, and we are going to send traffic to our Instagram profile to earn followers as a result. We're going to select traffic, and as you can see, we have Instagram profile visits down here as an option for this traffic campaign, and that's exactly what we want. I'm going to go manual setup because I like to have control over all the variables, and honestly, I just recommend that anyway. I'm going to name the campaign something like IG growth or something like that. Name it whatever you want it to. Doesn't really matter. And then I'm going to switch to campaign budget so that the budget is at the campaign level. Now you can set your budget to whatever you want to. It populated this at $20 a day. I'm just going to leave it at that. Obviously, the more you spend, the more results you will get. The less you spend, the fewer results you will get. But your budget is up to you. So now that we've set up the campaign level here, this is all there is to it. We're going to go to next. And this takes us to the ad set level, and this is where the meat of the campaign setup happens. I'm just going to leave the ad set name as it is because it doesn't matter, and you can come up with your own naming convention. The most important thing to start is we want to send traffic to an Instagram profile, Facebook page, or both. Now, for the purposes of this video walkthrough, we are just going to talk about Instagram. But as you can see, you can send traffic to both of these at the same time inside the same campaign and kind of kill two birds with one stone, which is a good thing if you want to build up your following on Facebook, specifically your Facebook business page, which many creators want to do. Because we're just exploring Instagram here, I'm going to deselect Facebook and I'm only going to keep my Instagram profile active here. Now, as you can see before we scroll down, what this has done under performance goal is it is maximizing the number of Instagram profile visits. This is not maximizing the number of Instagram followers. There's a difference. This is maximizing the number of people who land on your profile. Whether or not they follow you will come down to some other elements, which we'll talk about at the ad level. So scrolling down, we've set up where we're going. We've set up our optimization event. We're just going to start this here at whatever this time and date are. You can set that to anything. And then we get down to the audience options. And this is where some more changes are going to come into play. So the first thing I want to do is turn off this advantage plus on thing. And I want to further limit the reach of my ads because I want to be in more control. Obviously, it's going to try to scare you out of this, but you're going to select reach a limited audience. So now I have variables I can control. It's not going to look outside of what I set here unless I allow it to, which I will in some instances. Now, I live in the United States. I'm going to keep my location just to the United States because for this video, I just want to get followers in the US. And then I'm going to change my age range. Now, this has everything to do with who your core audience is, who you're trying to find, and ultimately, if you are selling products and services, who your customers are. So for me, I know that my ideal customer profile is not above the age of 65. So I'm going to come down here and cap it out at age 55. Even though I realistically know that my ideal customer profile is actually lower than that, I'm going to give a little bit of expansion to that. I generally find the best success with an audience between 25 and 45, but I'm going to go a little bit broader than that from 18 to 55, just in case there's some outliers in there that might want to follow me, might enjoy what I do, and I want to make sure that I include them too. Now, I also have the option to use this as a suggestion, which means it can look outside of these numbers. I don't want to do that in this case. There are instances when I do that. This is not one of them though. I want all genders. And then here's the big one that is the most important thing in a campaign like this. This is choosing a custom audience. You remember before when I talked about the important things about this creator whose profile we referenced to begin with? Well, this is why I mentioned those things, because using ads to send traffic to Spotify for an artist and then running some awareness style campaigns to generate more traffic and awareness about this creator's profile gives us a seed audience that we can retarget. And this is where that comes into play. So if I select this field to include an existing custom audience, I have already made this audience called Instagram 365. This audience is everyone who has engaged with my content over the past 365 days on Instagram. Now you'll see that there's some warnings here and it's too small. And a lot of the time when you set up a new campaign, it takes a minute for these things to populate because you're choosing a pre-built custom audience that you've made and then are pulling that into the ad set. The ad set has to catch up. So it's not going to know the exact audience size to start. But once you start the campaign and you come back and check on it, assuming that you actually have enough engagement to fill this audience, your estimated audience size on the right will populate and you'll have a more realistic number. But just in case you don't have enough people engaged, or you want to look outside of that, you can select this use as a suggestion button, which I will frequently do in a campaign like this. It's almost like making a miniature lookalike audience inside of the ad set. So I take this seed audience of people who have actually engaged with my content on Instagram over the past year, and then I tell it to start there, but then it can look outside of that if it thinks it will get better results. And Meta has more information on the people on its platform than I ever could. So I'm going to trust it to start with the small audience and then look outside of that based on certain criteria of engagement and all kinds of other things that I don't know anything about, or at least nearly not as much about as the actual advertising platform does. And then I'm going to leave these targeting demographics empty because all of the information I need about targeting is already baked into this audience, and Meta is going to know that anyway. All right, now we come down to placements. Now, because we're just running on Instagram, I'm going to show this more settings thing here. I'm going to go to platforms, and I'm going to make sure the only platform I have selected is Instagram. Then even further than that, I'm going to deselect some other stuff because I don't want to show my ads on literally every single placement on Instagram because I know that some of them aren't really going to drive any meaningful traffic and there's no reason to spend any money on that. I'm going to get rid of search results. I'm going to go to stories, status, and reels and make sure that just Instagram stories and just Instagram reels are selected, which they are. And then I'm going to go to feeds, and I am going to select just the regular old school Instagram feed. I'm going to remove the profile feed, and I'm going to remove the Instagram Explorer home placement. So now I've just got these three placements here: feed, reels, stories. And sometimes I will even go down just to reels and stories, and sometimes I'll even just go to reels, just depending on how I'm feeling that day. But today I'm feeling these three placements. So we're going to select these three. I'm going to come down here and deselect this other little landmine that Meta's ad platform has decided to add in, which is to allow limited spending to other placements I didn't select. I'm going to get rid of that. I'm going to confirm that even though they really don't want me to. And then I'm going to go to the ad level. So now here at the ad level, I'm going to leave the name new traffic ad. You can call it whatever you want to. And I'm going to come to this ad setup dropdown. Now I can create an ad, which means I can upload a video that I have edited and made on my end that isn't on my Instagram profile, or I can use an existing post, which allows me to use content from my Instagram profile that has been posted and is public facing. Now, the benefit of this is that all the engagement I drive to these videos or these image posts or carousels or whatever from my ads will map to front-facing vanity metrics on Instagram that other people can see. Now, sometimes the motivation for this is bad. We just want big numbers because we want people to think we're so great. But sometimes these numbers can be very important when running a business and trying to earn people's trust. If you do it the right way and for the right motivations, you can use these numbers as social proof. And the best way to get good social proof is to make sure that your targeting is good and you are pulling in the right people in that retargeting audience, in the right age demographic, to find your ideal customer profile, your ideal listener, your ideal purchaser, whatever that is. That way you get good, solid social proof of people who have engaged with this content and who are enjoying it. So when other people come and see it, they see these positive interactions and engagements, they are going to be led to trust you more quickly than maybe they otherwise would. So we have selected use existing posts. All that to say, we've selected use existing posts. I can select this multi-advertiser ads box. I generally select it these days. I don't find it makes a massive difference, but I like to include it. And then I'm going to go to select posts. Now I have all these Instagram posts from my account, and some of them even have these little suggested things on them. So I'm going to do this suggested post, and this suggested post. I can select up to 5. This is like a new thing that Meta has rolled out in the last year where you can select multiple posts and it will show different ones to different people depending on what it thinks will work. I love this. I use it all the time. It works gangbusters across formats, across objectives, everything. So I'm gonna use it here. I'm just gonna select these 3 for this example. I'm gonna go to continue. And then you can come in here and you can update these creative enhancements. I usually turn most of these off, text improvements, video touch-ups. It's gonna use the captions you already have in these posts if you use existing posts, so you don't even have to worry about writing that. I'm gonna turn off video effects, but I do like to leave on relevant comments and enhancing the CTA. That's not really gonna apply here, most likely. It's just gonna say, visit Instagram profile, which is exactly what we want in this case. But in some other instances, it is good to have it switch up the wording a little bit so that it can feel a little bit more personalized and less like addy and less spammy like an ad. Okay, so that is the entire campaign setup. All you have to do here is click publish, and this will go live whenever you have set it to start. A few things that I touched on in this setup process that we need to go back and discuss. Number 1, I used a custom audience called Instagram 365. This is an audience you have to create. It's not just readily available. So if you're not familiar with custom audiences, I will leave a link to a video in the corner here where you can go and learn how to make these audiences, or at least this audience specifically, so that you can use it in this campaign, because you will have to make it in advance before building this. And the second thing is, now that we have this campaign built and it's driving traffic to our Instagram profile with the call to action, visit Instagram profile, this does not mean that people will automatically follow us when they get there. Our profile now has to do the work. Our content now has to do the work. The content that we've used in these ads is going to do the work of getting people to the profile. But once they land there, it's very important that you have a clear value proposition in your bio and description so that people know exactly what they can expect from you and so that they have a reason to follow you in the first place. Okay, so that's it for this video. This is the exact process that we have used at my agency DuPree X to drive tens of thousands of new followers and even more engagement for creators and artists and brands all over the place. So if you want to do the same thing, this is how you do it. And if you enjoyed this video and you want to see more videos like this in the future, make sure to subscribe before you take off. And I appreciate you watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.